Hello and welcome back to another episode of Insufferable with me, your host, Lindsay Howe, episode 29. Thank you for being here. If I'm on your Spotify Wrapped this year, you're a real ass bitch. And that's on period, okay? I know a lot of my views come from YouTube. From what I understand, YouTube pays the most, which is why I asked that you watch on YouTube. But I don't know. There's something about being a top podcast on Spotify that really, gets me going. It really gets me going. So, and for that reason, go ahead and listen to the podcast twice. How about that? How about 3 times? How about you listen to an hour of it on YouTube and watch me here with the worst video quality that you could possibly get, and then listen to it on Spotify where I try to, sing a little snippet from a song and the audio gets all messed up because of I don't have a good mic. And then go ahead and listen to it a third hour on Apple Podcasts. Really get me up in the ranks over there. If you're a real one, you'll listen to each episode 3 times. um I am kidding. Okay, I don't even listen back to this when I'm editing it. I input the video, I go to the end, I cut out um the beginning of the video where I'm embarrassingly trying to situate myself on this couch, and then I cut out the end where I embarrassingly try to, get up from this couch, you know? It's the core strength is just not there. And so those clips, they're not great. They're really not great. So, um, yeah, here we are, episode 29, and I was just doing the math here, and I always feel like 31 is my number, right? I always felt like that, and for a long time I thought 31 would be, the year when I turned 31 would be the year when, like, everything sort of, like, you know, fell into place for me. Something was gonna happen on my 31st year that it was going to be, I don't know, monumental, some sort. Spoiler alert, it was not. 2021 is when I turned 31, and we were all still wearing masks and shit. You had to get a negative, COVID test to go inside any businesses and to wait outside the Trader Joe's in a damn line. So 31 wasn't a great year. It wasn't a great year, but I thought, I don't know, maybe there's another 31 that is, better, maybe 2031. I don't want to rush there. That is quite some time away. I will be 41 at that point, and that'll probably make me pretty sad. But yeah, I was just looking at the calendar here, and today is episode 29. It'll be uploaded on the 8th. And then on the 15th, we'll have episode 30. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, so that actually the math doesn't math. God damn it. 29, 30, 31. Yeah, that is unfortunate. I thought I was gonna have 31 episodes for the year, but I'm gonna have 32. So again, 31 is not my number. I don't know why I keep sticking to it. I thought I just kind of like broke it down and was like, oh, 31 is no, it's not. And that is me discovering that in real time. So welcome back. Welcome back to the episode. 29, 30, 31. Yeah, it's not. It's not it. Anyways, how is everyone's week? I hope that it's going well. We love the holiday season over here. Big fan of Christmas. I've said that many times on this pod, and it's nice to just get cozy. Get real cozy. Last night I got real cozy, watched a film. Last night I watched Caught Stealing with Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz, among other actors. And honestly, it was mid. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the best part about it was the cat. Um, the cat kind of, crushed the role. And yeah, I don't know. I've said this before. I am totally immune to Austin Butler. I know that he was placed within the industry to be like a hot man, a hot white man who's got blue eyes and blonde hair, and we all know how how they place those in the old public eye, cuz they love to have a nice blonde hair, blue-eyed star, aka Sydney Sweeney. Um I don't know, blonde hair, blue-eyed people, not really a fan of those anymore, you know what I mean? Not since Brad Pitt. So, yeah, I don't know, the genetic, um, curation of Austin Butler and him being placed, into the public eye the way he was, it does not resonate with me. I am immune to him. I can see him for what he is, technically he is pretty fine, on the outside. I just don't know what it is about him. I'm not a huge fan. You know who I am a huge fan of though is Zoe Kravitz. I like her, and she was good in the film, and she was hot. So, she was good. I ain't hating on her. And but I am hating on Austin Butler. And you know what? He's doing his best, and I get it's like if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. It's not like I have anything mean to say. But yeah, the movie just didn't hit for me. It reminds me of this other film that he was in. Let me look it up here. Here it is. The Bike Riders. Which also starred um Tom Hardy and Jodie Comer. This was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And I like Tom Hardy, but low key he hasn't done a good movie in a long time. I don't know how he's choosing scripts that are not good. They're just not good. So I'm over here like if Tom Hardy's in the film, it's not really like a gonna be a home run type situation. You know what I mean? You can't really trust that it's gonna be good just because Tom Hardy's in it. I mean, it used to be like that. It really used to be like that. Back in the day, if you saw that blank was in a movie, that's what got you to the theater. And that's kind of how Hollywood has been operating for many, many years, right? They're using those big names to draw in audience members. But that kind of doesn't even work anymore low key. Low key, don't nobody care. That's why they put Drew Barrymore on the cover of the Scream movie. Okay? We've all seen Scream. Spoiler alert if you haven't. Drew Barrymore dies in the opening scene. Okay? Her character is not that um I don't want to say integral to the story because she's kind of the first victim of Ghostface. So, I guess it's she is pretty important, in the long run. But if you are a audience member and you see the Scream poster drop and you see Drew Barrymore on the front and she's not even in the back, dude, she's in the front. All the characters are on there and she's in the front. And you get to the theater and she dies in the first scene, you'd be like, "Wait, hold on, I thought Drew Barrymore was in this film." No, they just used her face to draw you in. Okay, you've already spent your $13 to see this movie, which actually, when did Scream come out? This is gonna piss me off too. Because I think it's like 2001. 1996? Oh my god. Okay. Well, that really just fucked me up. Yeah, 1996. You were probably paying 450 for a movie. How much was a movie ticket in 1996? The average ticket price in 1996 was around $4.42. though some sources cite slightly higher average of 450 to 459. 442. Can you damn believe that? Holy shit, dude. Do you guys remember Blockbuster? How much was it to rent a movie at Blockbuster? $2.99 for new releases. $2.99 per day for new releases. So yeah. So we used to go to Blockbuster and get a couple of movies. Did me and my brother get to choose which movies we got? No, we did not. No, we did not. It had to be a unanimous decision for my dad to be able to spend the money to rent a movie. Now, I remember renting a single movie was running you, $5 per day type shit. So and this was actually the event for the evening. You don't just go to Blockbuster, rent a movie, and then we'll watch it in a couple days. No. Everyone's finished their work, everyone's home from work, home from school, everything's done. We all head to Blockbuster at about, 5 PM, maybe 4 PM. We head to Blockbuster. We pick out a film if it wasn't already predetermined which one we were gonna get, and then we head back home and immediately go to the living room, shut all the lights off, make a little microwave popcorn and watch the movie then and there. And then the next day, mom and dad fight as to who's going to take it back. You need to take the movie back before you go to work or after you come back from work or whatever. Both my parents worked, so it was always an argument, who's going to take it back type shit. Because it's $5 a day. I mean, AI overview here is saying $2.99 a day, but I distinctly remember it being like $5.99, $6 per day, especially if it was a new movie. Which new movie is it's been in theater for 3 or 4, almost 6 months. Movies used to be in the theater, or they would be in the theater for a couple of weeks, and then it would be 6 months or 7 months before you could get it on DVD or rent it at Blockbuster or, Hollywood Video. I always liked Hollywood Video more, actually. Let me look at that. I know the exact location of where the Blockbuster was that we went, but, Hollywood Video see, that's what I mean. $4 to $5 for new releases for a 2-night rental. Okay, so $5 for 2 nights. They gave you 2 nights with the film, okay? And then we got the, Netflix, uh, or Redbox alike. I don't think I ever got a Netflix, mail in. Can you believe they were mailing DVDs to us? Via Netflix, and then you would watch the DVD and then you would mail it back. Talk about carbon footprint. I mean, god damn. And how convenient is even that? Okay, like I just said, when you go to rent a movie at Blockbuster or Hollywood Video, you're prepared to watch the movie that evening. Okay? If I rent a movie from Netflix and they're gonna ship it to me, there was no overnight shipping when it came to Netflix DVDs, okay? It's giving 5 to 7 business days. So you got the movie, now you gotta be like, when is it even come in the mail? When will it be here? When do I need to organize my, movie night? I need to build my itinerary. I need to make sure I have microwave popcorn, and I need to make sure I got nothing else to do. You know what I mean? So, the invention of Netflix mailing shit, it was just the time where people loved getting packages in the mail. People just love getting packages in the mail. That was all. I remember I used to have a Delia's magazine. You guys remember Delia's? I wonder if that still exists. Or Delilah's clothing. This was my fucking goddamn favorite thing. Oh my god, Delilah's is still Delia's. I don't know how to pronounce it. They got an Instagram, it looks like, but can you buy shit from them? Oh my god, those boots are amazing. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at this later, you guys. I'm gonna go shopping. I'm just kidding, I don't have any money. But I do like to add to cart and then abandon the cart. That's why they invented abandoned cart stuff on the back ends of everyone's website, so you can see how many people are abandoning their cart. And spoiler alert, it's most people. It's most people. They'll add it to their damn cart and they don't ever check out. You know what I mean? It's called window shopping. Okay, get with the fucking program. Okay, so Delilah's. Wait, Delilah's is different than Delia's. I'm not gonna get too into this, but when I was young, in the 90s, probably 1995, 1996, Delia's had magazines. They would mail you the magazine, and then there was an order form in the back. I'm really dating myself here, but there was an order form, and you would fill out the order form and fold it up and put it in the envelope that they sent you, and you mail in your order. Okay, this is how e-commerce used to work. It wasn't very e-commerce, it was m-commerce, okay? Mail commerce. Okay. It was like one of those fucking magazines magazines on planes for shopping. Sky Mall. It was the Sky Mall of it all. Um a shit catalog, that's what it is. It's technically a magazine, but it's called a catalog. And you look through and then you manually fill out what you want from the catalog, you mail it in, and then they mail you back your order with a receipt. Okay? Since I was so young, I actually don't know how the payment worked. I think maybe you put a check in the order or they bill you later or something. I can't remember how the transaction worked when you did the mail-in catalog type situation. They probably, you know what probably happened? Is you filled out your catalog, you mailed it in. Then they mail you back a bill. And they say, "Hey, we had everything in stock. Here's everything plus tax or whatever." And then you send them a check for that amount, and then they send you your order. How inefficient can you be? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really over here talking about how technology is the best damn thing that we ever came up with or whatever, but hey, that's highly inefficient. And carbon footprint. Carbon footprint is going brazy out here, dude. That is to get one order, that's one, two, three, four. That's four things going back and forth through the mail. Four times a male person had to deliver, a piece of the transaction back and forth. You know what I mean? And here's another thing that I just thought of. Why the hell are we not taking advantage of carrier pigeons? And I'm not one to exploit an animal for labor. I'm really not. But you know who is? America and corporations. So it seems as though, in a perfect, well, not perfect world. I take that back. In a world where everyone was thinking of the least costly thing or least costly you know way of business is to, employ an animal, aka a bird, that you don't have to pay. You just have to feed it. You know what I mean? Do I want to enslave birds? No, I do not. I'm talking about an alternate scenario where instead of driving fucking trucks, filled with packages, in the days where it was just simply mail, you know what I mean? I'm talking about letters. Then why didn't we, start factory farming carrier pigeons? I feel like it would have been cheaper and easier on the environment. Can you imagine you go outside and it's normal because like the air traffic of the airspace, there's just hella fucking birds flying around with mail. Now, I did just think about how people will probably be stealing a lot more mail. It is not that hard to steal a piece of paper from a bird if it's within reach. So maybe that's why we didn't go with the carrier pigeons of it all. But you know what's crazy is when you watch stuff like Game of Thrones and they have carrier pigeons carrying a letter that's got some fucking tea in it. Highly classified information about different families and the tea that's going on. So and so had her baby, and we don't think that the her husband is the father. She'd been cheating or whatever. But he's gonna be taking over the kingdom. He's gonna inherit the whole thing, but his blood is not pure type shit. The tea, the hot tea. And you had a bird carry that. Oh, via continents? You know what I mean? This bird's flying a long way, and they're somehow very, reliable, these birds. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I simply have no idea how I got off on the fact that we should have factory farmed carrier pigeons, but, yeah, I don't know. Just the way that things used to be, and the processes, how we used to do stuff, it's good that we evolve. Oh, it's very good that we evolve. Um as a society. Some of this stuff is really dumb, credit scores and interest in just taxation in general. Somebody really fucked it up when they invented all of that shit. But yeah, it is important to be innovative, and evolve as a society. Because yeah, dude, I mean, we don't want these pigeons to be abused. But think about it. Think about a pigeon right now in today's society. Nobody respects a pigeon. Nobody respects a fucking pigeon. Pigeons are in fucking Central Park eating crumbs from people's croissants. You know what I mean? They're shitting on everything you love. I mean, they're shitting everywhere. They're shitting on you, on your car, on people's graves and shit. I mean, they're shitting all over the city. Why? Because nobody respects them. And I wonder if they know their ancestry. I wonder if they know that they used to be the, transportation secretary. Used to be a damn pigeon. I mean, think about it, dude. And now nobody respects them. It's like the damn troops, dude. The troops, they go over and they be fighting for our freedom, aka doing shit that they do not want to do and killing people they do not want to kill. Okay? And then they come home and this government treats them like shit, dude. And you be outside and you be seeing these poor veterans homeless on the street, ain't got no legs. Nobody's taking care of them. Nobody's respecting them. You know what I mean? Veterans and pigeons alike, they ain't get no respect, even though they be doing hard work. And they be risking their lives and shit, and then just to get no respect at the end. You know what I mean? Support our troops, by the way. I mean, thank you for your service. If I, had the ability to do so, I would have a way better VA. We'll say that. But America does not like to take care of their troops. Anyways, yeah, I remember Blockbuster was cool. So Blockbuster was a cool place, and I think there is a Blockbuster. Is there still a Blockbuster open? I think there is one. Yes, there is one Blockbuster left, and it is located in Bend, Oregon. This location is a functioning video rental store and a popular tourist attraction, surviving long after the corporate train chain went out of business due to a local support, merchandise sales, and unique appeal of in a time of streaming. So yeah, we're almost full circle in society, at this time. We're almost there, like, and I'm surprised that malls still exist, but at some point the mall will probably go out of business because everybody buys stuff online. And then 20 years after that, someone's going to geniusly invent a mall, but call it something else, a shopping center or something, where, people who don't like to buy stuff online, or maybe they don't have homes to get stuff shipped to, that's probably going to happen too. Um, they need to go and shop for stuff in person, and that's gonna come full circle. And we've come full circle with the cable of it all, you know what I mean? We used to have cable and on demand on TV, and it was expensive as fuck, by the way, to have cable and on demand. On demand, you could just pick a movie that was available on your on demand service and watch it immediately, even though there was commercials. So, streaming services basically cornered the on-demand market. Okay. And now we have stuff like Bling and or Sling and Peacock and Paramount Plus and stuff like that. That's cable. Sling is cable. Sorry to break it to you, but that's a full circle moment. We all got rid of cable and we went to streaming. And then we were like, oh, we actually still want to watch stuff that's on TV. And now we need something like Sling because we do still want to watch cable shows, TLC, MTV, VH1, HGTV, the Home Network, Home and Garden, all that kind of stuff, the Fixer Upper shows and all of that. Those are still on cable. People still want to watch those. So they have to get a cable app, which is Sling or Peacock. You know what I mean? And then Peacock was like, we're going to have exclusive movies too. We're going to be making movies. We'll be making shows that are exclusively Peacock. You can't watch them anywhere else, aka Love Island. You know what I mean? So the full circle of it all is crazy. It's almost as if the innovation didn't even matter at the end. And we all came back to the simpler things that we once thought were, annoying. At some point our phones will go back to phones, blah blah blah, that's just, simply what's going to happen. So, yeah. So anyways, um yeah, I don't know how I got off on this tangent. But yeah, you know what? Oh, I think I'm gonna call it for today, guys. I do have somewhere to be in about 20 minutes, and I do need to clean up, and pack up my stuff to get there. So I am gonna call it there. I don't know what the hell this episode was because that's not even what I planned on talking about. But we are running out of time, so I will save it for next week, which will be episode 30, which is so fun. Look at us go. If I am on your Spotify Wrapped, please tell me. Please post it on your story and tag me and Insufferable with Lindsay. I would love to see that. And thank you so much for tuning in this year. This podcast is fucking fun as hell, and I love doing it. And thank you for sticking with me on this. So, thank you very much, and I will see you next week. Happy holidays. Bye.